Hey everybody, I wanted to do a video on the topic of fucking up. And sometimes you know when you fucked up, sometimes you don't know when you fucked up. And sorry for the glare on the glasses, I'm gonna try to prevent it. Sometimes you know when you fucked up, sometimes you don't know. And if you're anything like me, like I am, what do you call it? It's almost like an emotional, like I have a high emotional intelligence. And basically what that means is I can sense other people's moods in a given situation. And sometimes that could be a good thing, because like if I'm ever doing talks, or if I'm ever having some type of conversation, like I can easily tell whether somebody's bored, or what people give obvious signs. But sometimes if it's really difficult to get signs right away, like I can easily read certain signals that signify whether somebody's bored, angry, happy about something. And in most cases it can be a good thing, especially when I'm having conversations with other people. But then in other cases, it can become a bad thing, because if you do ever fuck up or get somebody angry, like you can sense that right away. And I'm also a very highly sensitive person, where I hate to ruin key relationships that I have with people. Like I hate doing that. And I'm gonna do a video in the future to talk about having difficult conversations. But the key thing I wanted to talk about now is what to do when you really fucked up. And depending on what level of fucked up like you did, it may or may not cater to your situation. But I'll use myself as a good example. So one of the big things that I wanted to, one of the projects that I wanted to push for GeekMomsCo was a video series. I always wanted to do a video series for GeekMomsCo. Like I love photo and video, and I love YouTube, so I try to do a lot of videos. And it was very hard for me to launch collaboration projects. Like those are the most difficult things to try to get done, because you have to go by people's schedule, you have to find people, and then like you have to be doing something that they want to do, and it can become very difficult. So I put myself out there and said, hey, I'm doing the mission statement series. Like it was going to be a series of moms who talk about their mission in lives and how they got to that point where they wanted to accomplish these missions. And a whole bunch of people volunteered, and I was so thankful that everybody volunteered. And then I had to start connecting with people, start talking to them about what this was, and actually schedule dates to connect with them and actually film. And I was dealing with that, and I had my current clients, and I'm dealing with work, and I'm dealing with kids, and a lot of things got lost in the shuffle. Like I tried to schedule stuff with people, and like my schedule, it was always my schedule, like just throwing it way out of proportion. Either like something happened at school or something happened at home, and I always had to reschedule. And then after a while, it got lost in the shuffle. And then I realized like a good 25 people reached out to me, and I just forgot about them. And I didn't reach out. I did send any emails or anything like that. And those relationships have become in jeopardy because I kind of dropped the ball. And for me, that was a big fuck up on my part, because as a new business owner, the only thing you really got is the connections that you have, whether they're online or in person. And what I learned from that is the first thing is you have to recognize where you fucked up. And you have to look a little bit deeper than, oh, I just forgot to reach out to these people. Like, there was something behind that. For me, I have a fear of really being face to face to people and me working and they judge how I work. Like, it makes no freaking logical sense when I'm spitting it out loud. But like, in my mind, I felt like, okay, if I meet with these people and I set up my camera equipment, like, are they going to judge me because all I have is a camera or a tripod? Like, it was all these different fears that was resonating in me, where I talked myself up to the point where I was like, oh, I got the volunteers, and I'm gonna do this. But then when it came to actually doing it, actually doing the action and committing through it, like, I had a whole bunch of new fears just scramble on in about actually physically being face to face with people and doing this video series. So because of that, I hindered myself from like getting past that step. I saw, and the only reason why I saw it, because I did another video earlier today talking about what was I talking about? When you're competing with other people and you have a fear of failure, so you just stop what you're doing and just let it go. And I just got done talking about that, and that's how I am when it comes to this video series. And you have to remind yourself of what's the bigger picture of what you're trying to accomplish and the small steps to get to there. And I was doing the small steps, but then boom, like it almost felt like I was hitting a wall. And I realized, like, I have these new fears of being judged, and I'm already putting myself out there. Like, I do a ton of these videos, and I already told everybody at work that I'm doing this GeekMomsCo thing, and I put myself out there. But there's this fear, this new fear that sprouts up, and it's like, okay, how do I manage this fear? So you have to acknowledge, like, where you're fucking up and why you fucked up, and it might be deeper than what is at face value. So then the second thing is apologize to the people that, like, apologize basically. If you, like, I didn't hurt anybody's feelings or anything like that, but I felt like I wasted their time. And I did reach out to the people who did volunteer, and I explained to them that that things kind of slipped through cracks, and I completely forgot, and like I screwed up, and I wasn't keeping in touch with people like I should have, and I apologized for it. Some people responded, some people didn't respond, which was fine, because it's been so long they probably can't even remember who I am. But apologize. And then the third thing is to forgive yourself, which is really, really, really key. Because for me, if this would have been me a year ago, like, I know when I fuck up something, it hurts. Like, it hurts my core when I, like, and it still does, because I think there was something massive I did where I accidentally took an idea from somebody else and, like, ran with it, and I didn't realize that was what I was doing. Like, in my mind, I thought I was being collaborative, I thought I was, like, doing the right thing, but it definitely didn't show that way. And, like, I didn't realize it until it was, like, brought to my attention. I was like, oh fuck. And it hurts me to my core that I fucked up that way. And, like, I was really putting myself down, and it all just started, like, rambling or coming in, like, all the bad thoughts, like, I'm a horrible person, how could I, da da da. And, like, after you recognize, like, why you did that, and what was the reason behind it, and, like, was it really that I wasn't paying much attention, I just, like, got too worked up over this idea that I just took off and ran with it. And like, what's a better solution to handle those type of situations, sorry. And then I apologized to the person, but I wasn't forgiving myself. I felt like I had to do, like, so much more, because I was so angry at myself. And then it took a while, it took like a day or two to finally be like, you know what, it happened, I apologize, I'm making up for it, I'm gonna move forward from it. And you just move forward. And one way that you can kind of stop yourself, which is what I do now that I learned it 2 days ago, I thought about it this morning. I'm probably going to put an Instagram post up for it. I learned the mantra from, oh God, how am I forgetting his name? I learned a mantra from this woman who does like mindfulness workshops. Bullshit Free Babe, that's her name. And she does this thing that's called Peace Begins With Me. So what I say to myself now is peace begins with me, change begins with me, growth begins with me. So peace, change, growth. Those are the things that I'm focusing on now. Those are the things that I want to have for myself in my life. And it helps stop the anxiety and the downing and just like the negativity that I have towards myself when I do fuck up. So for those of you who fuck up, those are my tips. And fuck ups are gonna happen. Like, I'm gonna fuck up way more, like, especially that I'm going hardcore in GeekMomsCo. I'm gonna fuck up a lot more. So I'm sorry ahead of time. Okay.